My name is Tomáš Nedvorský, and I am Senior Technical Sales Specialist responsible for AEC in Eastern Europe in Autodesk. And my goal today is to show you possibilities which Autodesk is offering in BIM for building. What I want to state clearly is that you will see obviously only part of it, because we have a limited time and we can spend much more time to cover different aspects of BIM. So please take it as a snapshot of what we are offering shown on workflow, and this is something which obviously we can discuss it later, and we can later after webinar when you will have questions. So it brings me to another topic. So you are in listen only mode, and at the end of the session I will answer your questions. So please, if you have any questions, please type the questions throughout the keyboard, and I will come to them later. So with that, let's start, and let's move to the first slide. What will be the agenda? So I will be talking shortly about the BIM. Then I'll be talking how we can prepare the data for building design. So I'll be talking about reality capture. Then I will cover shortly, from some aspects, 3D modeling from architecture perspective and MEP perspective. Then we will have a look what are some of the possibilities for visualization of your design. Then we will talk about the collaboration, how we can review the design, better said, how other people can review your design in different tools other than authorizing designing tool, and how they can analyze this. And as I mentioned at the beginning, at the end we will have a question and answer session before we conclude the session. Well, I believe you heard a lot about BIM, building information modeling. BIM is covering entire life cycle of the building, from planning through detailed design to build stage and manage stage. Obviously, during this webinar we will be not covering all these aspects. We will be looking more to the design phase when building is designed and analyzed, and how you can present your design and how you can collaborate with your peers. What is also important to mention is that building information modeling, important is I in this BIM, basically informations. What you should realize is that we are not creating only a rich 3D model, but we are creating a rich 3D model with informations which are in fact added throughout the entire process. So at the beginning, obviously, designers are adding information to the model, but then also, for example, supervisor can add information. Then when it's going to the build stage, obviously the construction company can add other information, and all this information can be later on used during the manage stage, when it's basically when the building is operated by operator. And if we are talking about BIM, it's obviously the change. This is the change of the process. I used to say that it is more than moving in 90s. We are moving from papers to the CAD. So basically we are moving from 2D drawings to the 2D drafting system like CAD, but now we are moving to 3D model, and this is all really about the process. What you should understand is that we are delivering you products and services which are helping you with BIM, but BIM also means to change processes within your company, and it needs that people are capable of using these tools, and they are capable of sharing information. So what I'm used to say is that this is three aspects in BIM. So it's software provided by us, but processes on your side and people on your side as well. So this is also important to understand. And obviously, why you should move to BIM? It is reasons are clear. So you will have, and other stakeholders will have better understanding of the design. There is elimination of mistakes and errors coming from design, much better coordination than in 2D, and at the end you will be able to deliver on time your design, and it's a really cost control, because all the information are modeled, and then it's far much better to understand what will be the final costs. So let's have a look to the first point in our agenda, or reality capture, what we can do. Obviously, if you start to design building, you can start with empty space, with empty paper, with empty model. However, it's much better if you have information about what is already out there, and it doesn't matter if it's really only you are designing a new building, so you have understanding what is the current existing ground and surrounding, or if you are refurbishing some existing building, so then it's even more important that you have all information available what is already out there. So with that, let's have a look what we are offering. We are offering possibility to use point clouds, basically coming from laser scans, and these source scans we can bring to a service which is called Recap Pro 360 Pro, which is allowing to process the scans. And not only this, processing means it's registering the scans, because obviously you can have several scans of your buildings. But then what you can do, you can share, even at this point, existing condition with other peers, that they can have a look into the cloud services, and they can see what's going on. You can make some notes, markups, etc. in this existing conditions. And more importantly, then we are preparing files, better said format, RCS, which we are capable of bringing to any other Autodesk products. So obviously, because at the beginning, if you have source scans, you have Topcon, Leica, and other providers, and they are having different formats, so we have to process it through Recap Pro and to have a possibility to use it. However, what we also can do, we can create point clouds from photo. So because the previous one you have to have laser scans, while here with this workflow it's enough to have a camera, even your mobile or drone, whatever you have, and take the pictures of what you have out there. Then you will upload these photos into the cloud service, and this cloud service within some period of time will process all these photos which you uploaded, and we will create point clouds from these photos, basically from 2D pictures which you took on site, for example building from different angles. We will create point cloud. This you will bring to Recap Pro again. And as before, we will create point clouds, this RCS format, and we can bring it to all other all other products of Autodesk. And what is the big benefit? That we can combine both processes. So you can have a detailed scan of your building from laser scanning, and you can take pictures of surrounding area with photo or with drone, and you can combine all these to one rich existing model. And this is what is in fact shown here in a short video where I'm demonstrating what you can do with point clouds in our software in Recap Pro. Here you have a scan of building which is coming from laser scanning, and this is really a rich model with a lot of millions of points. And at the same time you can bring it another file, and this file is RCS model which was creating from drones which were scanning surrounding area. And now what we can do, we can combine both scans together. So you have a detailed scan of your building, and you have a scan of the surrounding area. You should define points, let's say points which are same at both laser scans, or better said point clouds. And if you have these here at this point, at this example, 3 points located, so system will give you that there is match, information about the match, and then you will get a really rich model of laser scan and point cloud coming from pictures. And then you have really a nice model to start with your design. And let's have a look what you can do in our designing products, how we can benefit from this laser scan. Now I'm already in Revit, which is our authorizing designing tool, where I uploaded laser scan of the workshop, and then I'm using standard Revit functionality to build the model. And so what I'm creating is creating wall, adding the doors, and everything is in 3D. And now you can see that I have a rich laser scan, and I added a new wall with door, and everything is within existing context. So, and then if I do, for example, cross-section, all these point clouds are visible also in not only in 3D view but also in sections, so you can really benefit from having rich data to start with. So with that, let's move to the other topic, 3D modeling. So I already started with 3D modeling already, but let's have a look at what we can do as far as 3D modeling of the building from architecture perspective is concerned. So here is short example what we can do with building a 3D model. So and please realize this is very similar the functionality as you are used in CAD, but realize that here I am not drawing only lines, but I am creating a rich 3D model and using well, familiar stuff like you are used in CAD. So drawing walls means not drawing only lines, but you see that the system is clearing up the corners, having extensions possibility, etc. So very similar, but in a minute you will see what is the result. So you have, let's say, trim, extend functionality. So similarly, like in AutoCAD, clicking objects which you want to trim, and which will be the limit of the trimming, and voila, done. So or I can extend, so very easily I can extend to the another wall, so clicking just a wall where I want to click it and trim it, so I can split it, I can make space, I can delete inner segments, and so on and so forth. So very easily defining what I want to do. And as you can see, system is also showing me possibility to define by keyboard the distances, the all information doesn't have to be done only by clicking on the screen, but also typing of the value through the keyboard. Now adding doors, you can see that this is the intelligent object. As soon as I am hovering over the wall, so system knows that it can fit to this wall, so system is offering me different options, how will be opening these doors, and similarly with windows, with all dimensions, and here you can click and type your dimensions. You can add constraints that, for example, window cannot be closer to the wall than half meter, and all these things are part of intelligent model. And having said that, we have already 3D model of our building. So if I go and I want to create elevation, basically different view, you can see that this elevation symbol is automatically facing the wall as soon as I'm getting closer to the wall. And now what I can do, I can extend this view, and system will find automatically the extension to the closest walls, so I don't have to do too much, just picking this, and I have already an elevation view to my design, to my wall, to my doors which I design. And obviously now I can move the door in this elevation view, but this change has been propagated through all my views, which means not only plan view but also 3D view, for example, layout, etc. So here what I'm using is just the different views, different windows to my design, and now you can see that as soon as I'm modifying something in my model, this is obviously propagated throughout everything. So having possibility to define defining wall. Now you can see, now I want to trim this small wall here, so you will see how it will be changed in each and every location. So just specifying, better said, at this point I am changing the constraints, so basically I don't want to extend this wall up to the roof, but now I want to define the height of this wall manually, and you can see how the change has been propagated through all my views. So this is very important, that each change is propagated everywhere, so you as a designer, you don't have to think about this, system will do it for you, and by that you will have a possibility to make really error-free model, because nowadays if you are in CAD, you have to think, okay, I changed something here in this view, and then you have to manually change it in each and every view. So this is something which you don't have to take care of anymore. And obviously, if we are talking about modeling, what is also important to understand is this modeling tool with possibility to create final documentation. And documentation can be, as you understood, I believe understood, can be layout, section view, 3D view, etc. And now you will see shortly how we can manage sheets and how we can add different views to other sheets. So I have already sheet with some views already defined, section 2, etc. And now what I want to do, I want to create a new sheet where I will add some other information. So I will load template like in AutoCAD, so there are templates and these templates will already bring stamps and everything, so you can define what will be inside, and immediately you see as I'm typing it in a sheet, so the name of the sheet is changed accordingly. And now I'm just drag and dropping different views here at this point, floor plan, and I am dragging and dropping it here to my sheet. And I can change obviously later on if it's needed my colors. I can, for example, change the colors of the rooms based on usage, based on size, etc. So all other information can be displayed here. But now let's focus adding a new section. And as you mentioned, as you notice, I believe you noticed that immediately as I drop this section into the view, it's automatically named, and the callout is also accordingly changed. And so basically system is keeping track of all changes, and you don't have to take care of it anymore. So you know what are the different conditions within the drawing. And here I just drop another information like detail of my cupboard and adding more and more information on the drawing. So, and changing, obviously you can change the views, name views, and will be automatically propagated throughout the entire model. So basically I'm not happy with copy, but I will call it enlarge, and it's immediately changed with and updated in my model. So just very briefly that we can create not only a rich 3D model with other informations, for example, walls, what are the construction layers of the wall, etc. But we can create also very rich and compiling outputs, documentation, because still deliverables are most probably 2D. So this is something what we can do. And now I want to move further, because in fact I was talking about building, designing building, but now let's have a look to MEP part. So obviously we can also create MEP, because what we are offering is in fact Revit, and we call it all in one box. So which means in Revit we have not only architecture part, which you have just seen, but we have also part which is related to MEP and structural design. So at this point I will cover this MEP part. And here you can see different outputs, and it is a mixture in fact of architecture part here on left hand side and visualization of the entire building, but also here you can see HVAC which is within this model, and which can be also displayed and analyzed. And if you imagine you have architecture part, you have already 3D rich model with all information, which means if we are gonna to design MEP part, we can benefit from this. So basically what we can do is we can very easily analyze this 3D model to have inputs for our MEP design. So what we can do, we can calculate heating and cooling loads. So basically based on location, and obviously based on Google Maps, you can type not only address in US but in any part of the world, which will get the data from nearest climate station, so the system knows the average temperature, prevailing winds, etc. And then we have also not only information about the conditions where the building will be built, but also we have all conditions about 3D model. And here is example of one room, room number 34, which is called treatment room, and we have all information which architect designed within this. So all walls, all windows, all doors, etc. So all information are available. And then we can calculate these heating and cooling loads, and after a while, which is calculated at the background, we will get information about all these different rooms, and what are the cooling loads, what are the spaces, area, spaces volume, area volume, you know, airflow required, etc., etc. Because we also define what kind of building it is, so system is taking in account if it's administrative building, hospital, etc. So based on this information, system is calculating the values which will help me to design MEP properly. This is not tool which will design for you MEP automatically. It is just giving you understanding about the building, what are the needs, and then MEP engineer can grab this information and he can start with design, which is bringing me to another topic, which is MEP design. So within 3D model, which has been delivered by architect, I can start to design my MEP, basically HVAC system. And I have all information already, so I know how much or what should be the size of my units, of my pipes, etc. So all this information can be designed, and you can see that if I'm designing this ventilation system, knows about this all units, and I'm creating automatically, and system is connecting to me this information. And very similarly, like what we were doing in architecture part, only here we are working with HVAC, so we can make sections, and we can have a look how it will look like in section, and we can change it obviously in any respective view, and it will be, again, all changes will be propagated throughout the design. So having 3D model layout and section, so now you can see that I can add, for example, in this section view, another duct, and you see that system knows how to connect these with, for example, T, or if elbow is needed. Obviously, there is, like, at the background there is library of different elements, and depending on the diameter, system is adding appropriate sizes, for example, of T or of the elbow. And if I have my MEP, or here at this point HVAC design done, what I can do is I can move to analysis, because obviously especially if you are designing large building, you have a lot of units, so at the end what we can do, we can analyze it based on some criteria. So here in this model, what I have already sheets, and I have one sheet which I called analysis. And now you can see that I have two layouts, and in one layout I have basically table here where I have actual supply airflow, which is 108 cubic meters, and defined, so basically what is required. So you can see that in this room 13.12, the system is not satisfying my needs. So what I can do very easily, I can change airflow from 54 cubic meters per hour to 100, and I will change it as well here. And as soon as I will change these values to the proper one, because these are the values which are needed, so system will also update my table, and I have immediately understanding that yes, this room is correct. And similarly, for example, here in this, my air supply velocity within this HVAC system is too high. So it's more than 4 meters per second, which will be at the end maybe too noisy. So what I need is I need to change here diameter. So let's change from 160 millimeters to 190, and immediately you will see that the system is changing the color, because now the airflow velocity will be proper, but it's also connecting correctly to the subsegment element. So, and I don't have to take care of this because again, at the background there is library of elements, of objects which are connected to the model, and the system will update it automatically for me. So let's move further. We were covering architecture part and MEP part. So we have this design, and now let's have a look what we can do as a visualization. So in fact, visualization, I used to say this is byproduct of my rich 3D model, 3D BIM model, because visualization, according to our opinion, visualization should be easy and quick. Obviously, there are different tools offered by Autodesk for visualization. However, here, what I want to show you, two easy and quick to learn tools which will help you to present your design. The first one is how we can create really immersive architectural visualization. And here, again, I will show short video how we can bring information from Revit to what we call live. And this is really a question of several clicks. So basically we can upload model to cloud services, and based on your bandwidth and your internet speed, you will get immediately, or better said in a couple of minutes, this model visualized, and you can pass through this, or you can walk through your model. And look what will happen, because system understand that these are doors. Doors will automatically open because this has been modeled as a doors, and I can look around to my building. I have obviously different point of interest, and I can really walk through, and you can share this with other people. But we have also possibility to make something more. We have gaming engine where we can do much more. So I'm walking through the same building, but now to my client I want to show how the room can look like if it will be you know, a meeting room or child ground, whatever, playground. So you see that I have really nice visualization tools. Here obviously you can have to do something. You have to define how will be layout, which things you want to display at the different stages. But this is again relatively easy comparing to what is available by other vendors, because this is really easy. And this first one live is really question of several minutes to get such a nice visualization. But sometimes you don't need to show only visualization of your architecture part, but what you want to show is how the visualization or how your building will look like within existing conditions, within wider existing condition, within the urban plan, within the city. So here we have another tool where we can very easily go define the location. So I'm just typing location in Prague. I'm showing which which part of the town I want to model. This information are sent to the cloud, and immediately after, again after a couple of minutes, you will get this model. And here it is again, nothing has been changed. I'm receiving all this information, this rich 3D model with information, what are the street names, what is the height of the building, information from the cadastre, so how many flats has the building. So again, a rich BIM model of existing conditions. And obviously what we can do, we can add more information. If you have your own GIS data, you can add it. Or here what I will do, I will bring this building to my model, and what I want to do is I want to visualize how it will look like within this existing condition. So I just drag and drop this model coming from Revit, and I can immediately start analysis how the lighting or shadows throughout the different date and time will affect the neighborhood area, etc. So immediately I have information coming from a rich model, and I can analyze it. And maybe I need to show to the client how the infrastructure will look like. And in fact, I am not a roadway engineer, but this tool offers you to create really quickly infrastructure design, and you can see that really very easily we can change, for example, junction time. These junctions, by the way, were created automatically. Now I want to show if it will be not normal junction, but I want to have here roundabout, but obviously with different parameters, because it will be urban junction, urban roundabout. I can add other objects like water, trees, people, etc. So all this information, not only having existing context, but also designing how it will look like when it's built. So you can see very easily I can define the density of the trees, the height of the trees. They are, by the way, randomly selected. You can see that there are immediately shadows based on date and time you saw it. So you can really very quickly create other parts of design. Here is infrastructure, and then you can visualize it, and this visualization can be again shared with other people, with other stakeholders, or you can use it for public hearings, etc. So basically another tool how to communicate to design, and here again not really the architecture part, but part how your building will fit to the existing conditions. And here, just clicking the road, system will create automatically drive-through for me. So you see that I have immediately feeling how it will look like, not only from bird point of view, but also from a driver's point of view. And again, we have more visualization tools, but I just wanted to pick up some easy and really appealing visualization which you can get from your BIM model within minutes. So let's move forward and let's talk about collaboration, design review and analysis. So designers are obviously having all information in model, and they are adding more and more information. But what about other people? Not necessarily designer, basically maybe supervisor or somebody who wants to have access to the model, and not only to the model but to all information. He wants to work with this, but he's not necessarily knowledgeable about Revit or about any other designing tool. So for these people, what we are offering is possibility to have a product which is called Navisworks, which can help you with model coordination. So if you have, for example, MEP engineer in one office, architect in another office, structural engineer in another office, so this supervisor can coordinate all these models and he can bring them together. And he can do clash detection, so he can find the clashes, because if the different people are in different locations, maybe they didn't communicate properly, so he's looking for the clashes, and he can, before the construction starts, he can detect the clashes, and obviously this is big savings at the end. He can also simulate the progress of the design. So basically in this case we are not talking about 3D model, but we are talking about 4D model, 5D model, which 4D means we are adding time, 5D we can add money, and so on and so forth. And he can has also a quantification tool. And again, it doesn't mean that, for example, Revit doesn't have a quantification tool. But here, if this tool, which Navisworks, is much simpler, and he's basically consuming only Revit model, but at the same time he can get all information and he can get quantification out of it. So basically volumes, areas, etc. So let's have a look how we can communicate. So we can communicate through BIM assisted team, which is in fact tool, or better said service, cloud service, where you can upload your model and you can create your own structure, and then you can share your design with other people, and these other people can even within this Internet Explorer explore these models, see the functionality, and not only functionality, I mean information about the building, about the wall, about the doors, etc. And if they have proper permissions, they can download it and they can work on this with this on model. And this is, here I should explain that obviously you can share your Revit model, for example, but sometimes people don't want to share the Revit model due to legislation or intellectual property. So in this case, the excellent tool to share the data is Navisworks model, because it contains all information which were added during the design process. However, this model is for getting display and information from the model, but this is not tool to change the data. Yeah, so I am used to say this is kind of the dead model, but the dead means that you have all information but you cannot change it. So let's have a look how it can look, how the collaboration can look like. So what we have here, we have different models in BIM System, and then if you have some model here, it's in Czech language, MEP. So I have different folders. I create different folders for Navisworks, for Revit, and technical data. And simply I can go here and I can within, and this is important, here I am visiting Internet Explorer, and I can see very easily my Revit model, and I can share it with other people. Yeah, and not only I am seeing 3D model, but I am seeing 3D model with all information which has been added during the design phase. So I can go through this and I can really very easily interrogate my model and get information. So if I want to have better understanding about the model within Internet Explorer, I can, for example, explode the model basically to take this information a little bit further away from each other to see each small bits and piece of my model as it has been designed. Yeah. So or we can do sections. So basically, we can very easily add section, in the different planes, to have clear understanding what the model is about. And yeah, you can see in real time we have information. What is important to understand is that what we are seeing here is what we call large model viewer. Large model viewer means that we can really view large models, and we can we can display more than 60 different formats. And by the way, these formats are not only Autodesk formats, but it's also formats from Exchange formats, and also formats from competition. And if you remember my model, and I was showing it to you in a previous video, so here I have a model, and within BIM System team, I have not only 3D model, but also all sheets, and I can make markups. I can start communication with other people, and I can say, okay, maybe this is wrong, or maybe this is not supplied yet. So here I'm typing in Czech language incorrect size. So starting communication, and this obviously at this point I am not in shoes of designer, but I'm in shoes of for example, reviewer, some supervisor, and I can add this information to BIM System team, and I can start to communicate, and other people can reply to me, and we can work on it. Yeah. So again, very easy, very simple. And for example, here I uploaded also PDF file about my airflow system, how manual, how it should be installed, basically manual about all information. So, and this is what I wanted to show is that this doesn't have to be necessarily not only models, but also basically technical data or any engineering data which you want to share with other stakeholders. You have also calendar where you can define some information. Okay, maybe we will have some meetings, when it will happen, who will be organizers. So BIM System team can become really one source of truth for entire project. And maybe I haven't stressed it enough, but we are keeping also different versions of models. So if you are uploading new and new version, system is keeping track of all previous versions. And now let's have a look. I'm supervisor, and I have Autodesk Navisworks. And now you can see that within Navisworks we can also upload a lot of different types. So what happened is I received invitation to BIM System team project. I downloaded on my computer Navisworks model or Revit model which has been shared to me. And now I aggregated to Navisworks, and you can see that Navisworks is also allowing me to see all properties of each and every element. And me as a supervisor, I want just to review this information throughout Navisworks, because again, I am not designer, I am not interested to learn Revit, but I need tool to view all information which has been created. And Navisworks is very rich in functionality in terms of, for example, here filtering some information, because we have all information, all property, and now I can search my model and I can search for all air terminals 1800, and system will immediately pick all this information from my model, and I can get this information. And what I can do, I can create what we call selection set, that next time if I'm searching for this information, I will just click here and system will immediately select all this information, something like layer which you created, for example, which you are used to create in AutoCAD. But here we are really capable of combining different sources from different information. And now as a supervisor, what I want to do is I want to add more information, because as I mentioned, BIM is about adding more and more information. And me as a supervisor, I realize that, okay, designer designed this air units, and now I want to add hyperlink to each and every unit, that on the construction side they will have information how to build it, how to install it. So, and what I did is I put a link which is linking this model to specification which is saved in cloud, which means if I give this model to somebody else, he will open it, he will get this link there, and if he have access to my BIM team model, project, he will get this information. So I'm saving or storing information in cloud, and these information are then available for different people. And now you can see I was talking about different models, so different versions. So what we can do, we can have a look to different versions, how model has been developed, and we can also, for example, compare the models and stuff like this. I can share this. I can share this Navisworks file with somebody who is maybe not even the part of entire project, but I just want to send him the link that he will be capable of either viewing or downloading this on his computer. And I'm giving it to somebody, we call it HIP, main supervisor of the project. I'm sending him this file because I did it. And what he can do, he can download this file and he can look at this file again in Navisworks. And why he would do it in Navisworks? Because he has rich capabilities of viewing and analyzing models. So he has already model from architect, but he has no information about HVAC system. So he opened his architecture model and he's adding his HVAC system. So immediately you can see that I have HVAC system loaded into my model, and again with all information. This is very important. All information are maintained and kept throughout the process. So I have information about parameter, material, etc., etc. Yeah, all the properties are available here, just to prove it. And obviously we have different models. I have architecture part, I have MEP part or HVAC part, and I can work with this and I can select it. And then what I mentioned is that I put this information to this airflow unit, and if somebody else will click on this link, he will get the same manual which is saved in cloud, and he will get the very same information. Important to mention is he can also access this throughout the mobile device, through tablets. Yep. So all information are here, and he can work with this. So, and having Navisworks, I mentioned that what we can do, we can quantify it. So now, me as a supervisor, I want to have information how many air units of size 2100 I have in my model. So I selected all of them. Now I can make what we call quantification, and I will say, okay, take off all these information which I have just selected, and I selected throughout the filter, and I have them there. So, and I know what is the final number, I can export it. If I have walls, obviously I can get cubic meters, what is the amount of concrete which I need for building, etc. And obviously I can sort it out different type of walls because all information are available within the model. This is really important. And I can colorize it, so different types, or if it has been, for example, oil delivered or not. So really, I can work with this model a different way. What we can also do, as I mentioned, we can make clash detection. So now what I want to do is I want to make clash detection between my, or better said, not my architecture walls and my HVAC. So, and I do it in third floor only. And as I clicked on this, system found 4 clashes. And if you see, I'm clicking on appropriate clash, and the system is zooming to this. He's in fact dimming all the other information, and he is highlighting where the clash is. And you can see that here I have wall displayed in red, my HVAC system in green, and I see exactly where is the clash. And what I can do, because I want to communicate to somebody, so I can make markups. So I can add here very easily markups. I can type some information which I want to be displayed, and then I can report it. And as soon as I will create on my desktop some HTML file, which means the system took out all information, and he is saving me not only the pictures but also information where the clash is, etc. But this is only one way how we can communicate it, but because on the other hand, what I can do, I can upload it to BIM assisted team, and then I can use switchback, or better said, designer can use switchback, and it will find this collision, this clash in his Revit model, and he can change it. And another possibility is to use simulation. So basically we can add, as I said, for the information to your 3D model, and then I am adding information when it will be built, and then I can simulate how the construction will be going. And it can be not only construction, it can be also demolition, or I can add some temporary parts. And in fact, I'm investigating constructability of my model, because I will see what are the consequences if I'm adding some information, if it will be not constraints for building other parts of model. And at any moment I can stop it and I can interrogate my model, and I can see what is going on, what is happening. Yeah. So you see that here is part like I'm building different floors, and then this is only a structural part. But now what I want to do is I want to add task, because I got HVAC information, and I want to show also that after constructing this skeleton, I will add my information about HVAC, and you see it here. I have this information, and now I can add timeline to this one as well. And now I will do it manually, but you can connect, for example, Navisworks to Microsoft Project, or to Primavera, which is used Microsoft Project, for example, on the construction side by planners, how it will be constructed, and then we can connect 3D model with this planning tool, and we can get very quickly and efficiently the result, how it will be built and what it will mean on the construction site. So here I'm adding it manually, so all this information can be added, and I will just move forward. So adding the information, and then I can, yeah, here I'm talking about this connection to different projects, and then Microsoft Project, Primavera, or even simple CSV file, and I can grab it and simulate it. So at the end of the day, I will have simulation not only how the different levels will be built, but also how the HVAC will be added later on to this construction site. And I can, again, move throughout the timeliner to see what's going on. And at the end, I can upload everything again back to BIM 360 team, and I can collaborate very easily, and I can communicate to somebody, so I can share it with somebody, and I can do even live review. Basically, now in live, I can share my model with somebody else. I will send him only the link, this link, and we can communicate on the same model which is sitting in cloud, and we can have the same view as we are talking. So here I'm the same guy, so I will call myself hip, and I have, in fact, you can imagine that I'm in two different locations, and I have two different browsers opened, and I have all information and all views available. And as one person during the discussion is moving throughout the model, the second guy see exactly the same. So, and they can really discuss, they can make sections, they can get information from different objects, and they can discuss what's going on. And it makes collaboration far much easier, because otherwise you have to exchange lots of emails or phone calls. What did you mean? Which sheet? Which part of the model? Here, I used to say, seeing is believing, because you have all this information. As soon as I'm selecting one object in one location, the other guy can see it the same way. Yeah. So all the information are available. So with that, I drove you also through collaboration, how it can look like, how designer can collaborate with project leader. And now I will check the questions, and please, if you have any questions, please send it to me. It is, so I have the first question. It is not possible to view only a family file in Autodesk 360. Yeah, family file as well. If you are talking about a Revit family, yes, you can upload a Revit family and you can view it as well. Other questions? So you are still muted. Please, if you have any question, please type it to the questions part. So no further questions. So if there are no further questions, I will conclude the webinar. So I hope you found it useful. So basically what you saw is how you can really work with your design in 3D, starting from reality capture, having really 3D existing data, then making design, analyze it, visualize it, and how you can collaborate with other people. And again, as I said at the beginning, it was kind of snapshot what we are capable of doing. So you cannot expect that within 1 hour I will show everything. But I hope it help you to have understanding how we see the BIM process and how easy it is to create, not only to create 3D model, but also how to communicate your design intent with other people, how to visualize it, and how to share it. So still waiting for more questions. If not, I will conclude webinar. So with that, thank you very much for your attending the webinar, and with that, thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.